So I've had a pretty good week, and yet somehow got ruined. Um, so now we're doing another, content creation with anxiety and depression. Um, so last week, I was talking about, some of the anxieties and things I have and, how it affects, like I'm typically doing with this. After I was done and after my therapy appointment on that I have on Wednesdays, um, I actually got a call. I got a job offer, so that's a huge relief, and I've been super excited about it. And then a few days later, a Facebook reel, the TikTok variant, um, that I had posted back in October, so 2 months ago, started gaining traction and took off. It is now currently sitting at over 300,000 plays. Right as of this recording, it's like at 304,000 plays. Um, I'm calling it semi-viral because I consider viral like a million views. We can technically call it viral if we want, but I think until it hits a million, I want to keep it semi-viral. But from that, I went from on Facebook. I gained about 100 followers in a week. Like just a really cool blow up. Now I've noticed a few things about Facebook from that, but separate story. We'll get into that another time. But here's the thing for me with anxiety and depression and what I go through. So I have this really fantastic week, this incredible successful week. Probably the first time in months, and I mean months and months of feeling like I had the value, I have something to me. There was that validation. That validation that what I'm doing and the things I'm doing are actually, pushing me forward, that I'm not a failure, it just wasn't my time. And so I have this really great week. I'm riding this incredibly wonderful high. This, oh my gosh, this is like the best week ever and whatnot. The thing that sucks is keeping that feeling with anxiety and depression is incredibly difficult. Because here's what happens to me is that I have this success. I feel like I'm driving forward and I'm very happy. Yet my brain immediately goes to, well, hold on. These people only are hitting the follow button because they saw a reel. They don't really care about the content you're creating. They just cared about that one reel that they saw, that 12 seconds, that 12-second video you put out. And, my brain immediately goes, don't worry, they'll unfollow within a month. And, it's not really a success. It's not really this. It's not like, I immediately, because of how my anxieties and my depression affect me and how I have built in negative feedback loops. And that's literally what this is. Since I was a kid, I have developed feedback loops to myself to self-depreciate and put myself down all the time. And so I get this incredibly great week filled with things that I should be joyous and happy about, and I immediately find a way to take it and throw it into a negative light and immediately discount it and immediately make it feel like it's meaningless. This is a cycle that is incredibly hard to break. And it's something that I have been working on since August. It's now December. I've been working since August to try and reshape it. And nothing happens overnight, and it is a very long process to get, yourself kind of turned over and reprogramming how you think. So I'm fighting internally to allow myself to enjoy this success, even though my brain is going, no, you suck. This is just a fluke. This can't happen again. This won't happen again. Nothing you do is going to matter. And, throwing that at me constantly. And yesterday I got I started getting pretty down about it. That I had basically a supporter push on Facebook, where people were coming in and trying to help my reviews and things like that to get me up, and I had more followers come in. I had the most reactions I've had on a stream in a long time, had a great amount of comments, lots of great things. And immediately when I stopped that stream and I was done, all I could think was, none of those people are going to come back. That was my immediate thought, was no one's going to come back. They only showed up because somebody said, hey, this guy's going for supporter push. Okay, we'll do that and he'll help us out, and that's it. Like, that is immediately where my thoughts go. So even though I had a really great stream and a really incredible success, I immediately discounted it. And I'm trying so hard, so incredibly hard to break this cycle where I've got to stop immediately discounting any kind of success I have. And I do this every single time. You know, no matter what content I put out, people will tell me, oh my gosh, dude, that video was so funny. Oh man, this clip you did was hilarious. I'll hear things like that where people are telling me they enjoyed the content I made, and yet my anxiety and depression says they're just saying that to be nice. They don't actually mean it. And that's what anxiety and depression does all the time. And it's so hard to break it. But I'm trying. So what I've been doing this week with that is anytime I start getting, moving into that feedback loop, I'd have to tell myself to stop. Just stop. Not even like try to change it to a positive or anything. Just literally stop thinking about it. As long as I can command myself to stop the negative, going into that negative feedback loop, as long as I can tell myself to stop that first and be successful there, then I can start building the stop, no, look at the positive. So it's a process I'm working on, and I'm trying so hard to enjoy the success I have, this past week. Like, it should be an exciting week. It's something that I should be coming on here and being like, this is the best week of my life, and that I had no problems, and I'm still riding this high. Yet this morning I'm feeling down, depressed, and feeling unsuccessful, even though it was a successful week. And the worst part is I want to, every time I want to share the joy of me reaching this incredible milestone, this incredible thing that happened to me with those I care about and those I consider my greatest friends. Every time I mention it or talk about it, I feel like I'm immediately making them feel bad, making them feel inferior. I feel like me sharing it is a bad thing. I feel like me trying to celebrate this very joyous thing is wrong. That it's wrong for me to share that I had something happy happen. And I don't know how to change that. I don't know what to really do to get myself to realize it's okay to celebrate with your friends, that your friends are actually happy for you. They're not immediately going behind your back and being like, this jerk just rubbing it in my face and blah, 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 blah. That's what I imagine. Anytime I tell somebody that I had a successful time or something happened to me that was great, I imagine that they're immediately just angry with me and mad at me and feeling like I'm just rubbing their face in something. And it's just, it's me. It's me getting in my own way. It's me not letting myself be happy. And I'm working on it. I'm trying. And it's hard. It's really hard. It's I don't like the fact that it's painful for me to basically be, have a success and enjoy the success. I'm fine being happy for others. I want to celebrate others and their successes and things like that. I have no problem celebrating someone else. But when it comes to me, I can't let myself be happy. And I want to stop that. I want to allow myself to be happy. I want to be able to enjoy when I have something incredibly successful and something incredibly great happen. And I don't want to feel guilty for sharing it. And really, that's just going to come from... That's just got to come from me being okay with me. We'll get there eventually. It takes time. Completely redoing how you think and how you perceive your world takes time. So, and that's the point of my of these videos. So one day, when I've gotten to the top of this hill, gotten my stone all the way to the top, I can look back and be like, that's where I was. I'll never want to go back. Takes time to get better. Takes time to get better.